Yeah, hello, welcome back. Today I've remade my 3x3 door with the glass middle. This version is completely seamless and you cannot see any pistons. This is the opening sequence. You can just walk on through, check out your squid, and come back out. The closing isn't as fast, but it's pretty doable. So let's go look at it with all the blocks on top. Now believe it or not, I actually made this door only 1 block wide. This door is 9 blocks by 12 blocks high, so it has a volume of only 108 blocks. Let me show you what it looks like. So I store the glass blocks down here and one to the side. And on the close, I just push it all back out. There we go. So this should be everything you need. It's a pretty small and easy to build door, so let's begin. To start off, just pick a spot for the center of your door, and we're going to go up 3 blocks. The 4th block is where your floor is, and if I build a little frame, you can understand where the 3x3 door is. So that's what it will look like, and that's as low as we'll go. The glass blocks will be right there. So to begin, we're going to go to where the center block is at the top, and we're going to go up 4 pistons and put 3 of them facing straight down. This is where our triple piston extender is. You're going to take a block and put it on the left side, like so, and a button here. This is where your input will be. And then have an observer facing straight down, diagonal to this block. Have an observer placed there. It's going to be pointing into the piston, and one reading this, pointing straight down. And take a repeater and place it there. From this sticky piston, have an observer facing away from it, and just like before, have one diagonal and pointing straight into the center. And now we're going to put a repeater here and a repeater here. Set this one to 4, set this one to 4. Then you're going to take a block, place it right behind this repeater. Now if you press the button, you can see this is our triple piston extender. Okay. The next circuit is the green circuit. This circuit controls all the side pistons and pushes in the side blocks. So we're going to begin by putting in the sticky pistons. So we're going to put down 3 sticky pistons into these 3 iron blocks and do the same thing on this side. 3 sticky pistons. And on the right side, the opposite of where the button is, we're going to put a sticky piston right underneath. And on the left side, we're going to put a normal piston. Now we're going to convert this button pulse into a 1-tick pulse. We're going to take a observer. It's going to read this bottom observer pointing straight down to this block, and it's going to point it to the left. Then we're going to take another observer, point it straight down into this block, one to the right, or one to the left, and then one straight up. Put a block here, and a sticky piston right next to the block, pointing straight down. Have another observer underneath the sticky piston pointing straight down, and this runs into a block right here. This is on the 2nd sticky piston with a piece of redstone dust right here, and another sticky piston facing straight down with a observer pointing into the piston, just like so. This is a T flip-flop that we will use later. If you see, when I press the button, it spits all the blocks. When you press it again, it opens it. Now for the left side, or the right side, you're going to have a sticky piston right next to this blue block with a observer pointing away. And then diagonal to this observer, have a sticky piston facing straight down with another observer right underneath it. I'm going to put a block here and a note block on the 2nd piston with a piece of redstone dust on top of it. Then we're going to go observer, note block, and observer. Then you're going to take another piston, place it right there. This points towards the center with a observer right there. This is also another T flip-flop that we will use later. But that's the entire side circuit. And we can begin the final one. Now we're on our final circuit. It's just an orange circuit down at the bottom. All this does is a simple double piston extender. So on the right side of where the button is, we're going to have an observer reading the sticky piston that runs into a block. Then from the block, have a sticky piston facing towards the center with a normal piston on its face pointing straight up. Put another sticky piston on top of this normal piston, and then we can go to the left side, have two observers facing into the sticky piston, and then two observers pointed straight up with a piece of redstone on top. Then we're going to have a note block here and a normal block there. Take your observers, have one right next to this one, face straight down, have another pointed to the left, and now we're going to have two observers, one pointed straight down onto this note block and one pointed straight down onto this block. Take your repeaters, place one there, there, and one pointed away. Set this one to 4, set this one to 4, and this one to 3. And that is our double piston extender. If I place a block here and a observer here, this is just for demonstration purposes. If I update it, you can see that is our double piston extender. And we're pretty much done with the door. I'm going to remove this because we don't need that, because this observer will actually activate it. We're going to put a block here and glass blocks there, there, and there. And if you press the button now, that's the whole door. Before I go, I'm just going to show you guys how to power this door without having to have this button up here. So if we go to the left side, one block away from this orange block, and then build a torch tower. So just place blocks every other, and put redstone torches all the way down. Make sure this top torch is off. Then you can put a block here, and a slab here. Then you put another block right there, and run 3 repeaters across with a piece of redstone dust right there. Now, if you just place a button here and press it, you can see the door is working. And so if you want, you can have a button on this side, you can place it wherever. Press it, and then have another one on this side, and then you can close it from the inside. And there you go. This is my 3x3 with the glass middle. Thanks for watching.